Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've been following crypto this year, you already know we're living through one of the most insane transformations the industry has ever seen. And it all started when Trump took office. Think about it. Everything changed practically overnight. Remember how hostile things were during the Biden administration? Well, those days are officially over. We're talking about a complete 180-degree flip here, folks. The SEC, no longer trying to shut down every crypto project in sight. We've got a brand new SEC chair who actually gets crypto. The CFTC, they're on board too. It's honestly wild to watch the government go from fighting crypto to embracing it with open arms. But here's the thing. I'm keeping a close eye on all these regulatory developments because this isn't just a small shift. This is the government telling us loud and clear, crypto isn't going anywhere. It's becoming part of the system. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Just a few hours ago, Trump did something that got the entire crypto community buzzing. He reshared clips reaffirming his commitment to sign landmark crypto legislation this year. We're talking comprehensive cryptocurrency market structure legislation. The real deal. This comes after the July Genius Act that already set federal rules for stablecoins. And get this, on October 23rd, crypto executives were literally in the halls of Congress, lobbying senators to push through an even broader digital asset bill. Oh, and here's the kicker. Trump nominated Michael Selig as CFTC chair on October 25th. This guy is a straight-up crypto advocate who's all about lighter regulation. We'll definitely dive deeper into that later in the video. Now, social media is going absolutely crazy over this. You've got people on X celebrating potential sector growth, but there's also some skepticism about the timing of these reshared promises. Fair enough. We've heard promises before, right? All right, back to the good stuff. Let me show you the exact video clips Trump reshared. Here's Trump saying he'll sign landmark crypto market structure legislation this year.
I'm also committed to signing landmark crypto market structure legislation this year to grow the industry. We're going to be growing it even more than people ever thought. It's a really hot industry.
This is huge, people. Market structure legislation means clarity for the entire crypto space. And that clarity, it's going to unlock this industry in ways we've never seen before. I genuinely believe this is the final piece of the puzzle. Once we get this market structure sorted out, we're talking about trillions, and I mean trillions of dollars flowing into crypto and blockchain networks. Now, here's something that caught my attention and honestly made me chuckle a bit. We've got Vincent Van Code pointing out how Bitcoin maximalists always try to make everything about Bitcoin. He said, "Don't you just love how maxis slip in Bitcoin whenever crypto is mentioned?" Trump said, "Make America the crypto capital." No mention of Bitcoin specifically. And you know what? He's got a point. This isn't just about Bitcoin anymore. This is about the entire crypto ecosystem becoming legitimized and integrated into the American financial system. Now, here's something I want to address directly, and I think you'll appreciate my honesty here. Why do Bitcoin maximalists have to try so hard to convince everyone that Bitcoin is the only thing that matters? I think you already know the answer. The bigger the sell, the bigger the lie. Meanwhile, XRP, it literally sells itself. I just present the facts, and people immediately recognize its potential. No need to fill your head with philosophical garbage or try to convince you of something that isn't there. Thanks for sticking with me through that reality check, because we need to talk about another clip that's been making rounds. This one's about the Bitcoin and crypto reserves that the US is planning to create. Here's what we got from a Bitcoin maximalist account. President of the United States signing an executive order to make America a Bitcoin and crypto capital. This changed everything. Let's check it out.
Group to make America the world capital in crypto under your leadership.
Which is really going up, right?
Absolutely.
All right, David, that's for you.
Thanks, sir.
You find them exciting? They might not be exciting, but they're going to make a lot of money for the country.
All right, so we've seen some incredible pushes this year around crypto. Those executive orders were absolutely massive, and the market structure bill is definitely another huge piece of the puzzle. But let me bring your attention back to something that's going to be absolutely game-changing. The new CFTC chair, Michael Selig. Here's the scoop. The White House has officially picked Michael Selig to lead the CFTC. The formal announcement is coming soon, But here's what you need to know. This guy is currently the chief counsel of the SEC Crypto Task Force. Now, why should you care about this specific person? Let me break it down for you. David Sachs dropped some serious insights about this appointment, and honestly, it's exactly what the crypto community needed to hear. According to Sachs, Michael Salig is deeply knowledgeable about financial markets and passionate about modernizing our regulatory approach to maintain America's competitiveness in the digital asset era. But here's the kicker. Salig hasn't just been instrumental in driving forward Trump's crypto agenda as chief counsel of the SEC Crypto Task Force. This guy also brings serious experience in traditional commodities markets from his time working at the CFTC under former chairman Chris Giancarlo. Sachs wrapped it up perfectly. We're looking forward to continuing our work with Mike to deliver on President Trump's promise to make the US the crypto capital of the planet. Now, here's where things get really interesting for anyone following the XRP story. Remember that massive win by the Ripple team against the SEC? Judge Torres made something crystal clear that Michael Salig absolutely understands. The same crypto asset can be sold as an investment contract, making it a security in that context, and as a standalone good. The key point? The investment contract is the security, not the crypto asset itself. Going back to July 2023, Judge Torres held that XRP itself is not a security, but it can be sold as part of a security transaction. As the judge put it, XRP itself is simply computer code. And here's what makes Salig's appointment so significant. He gets this distinction. He understands that XRP and crypto assets are not securities by nature. According to Bank XRP, President Trump's pick of Mike Salig is a win for crypto innovation and insight-ready regulation. And get this, he actually followed the SEC versus Ripple case closely. He's very familiar with both Ripple and XRP. And yes, he knows about them in a big way. This isn't just another government appointment. This is someone who understands the nuances, the legal precedents, and the future potential of the entire crypto ecosystem. And honestly, we absolutely love to see this happening. This Salig appointment is incredible, and just another fantastic pick for the CFTC. But wait, it gets even better. Let's talk about what executives from the crypto space are telling us about market structure legislation.
Because this is where things get really exciting. Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, just dropped some massive news. This guy met with 25 senators in just the past 2 days to push crypto market structure legislation forward. And he didn't just meet with them. He got a video message out that's going to blow your mind. Here's what Armstrong said. DC may be shut down, but momentum for market structure clarity is at an all-time high. I sat down with Senate Democrats and Republicans who want to get this done. We are 90% there. Did you catch that? 90%! He continued, both sides are working hard to figure out the final 10%. We're getting close. Coinbase is continuing to push for clear rules that protect innovation, DeFi, and your right to earn stablecoin rewards. And here's the timeline that has everyone buzzing. We're bullish on getting a bill passed by year end and hopeful it's out of committee by Thanksgiving. Let's check out his video message.
Hey everyone, Brian Armstrong here. I'm back in DC, and even though the government is shut down, the Senate is working hard on getting market structure legislation passed for crypto, which is great to see. I attended some meetings this morning with both the Senate Dems, the Senate Republicans, and I'd say they're 90% on the same page. There's draft text being shared back and forth between both parties. Both sides want to get this done. That last 10%, there's a couple remaining issues open, like, for instance, DeFi. We want to make sure that we're pushing to protect DeFi and all the innovation potential that can have, and that the centralized intermediaries in crypto, like Coinbase, should be regulated, not the protocols. And then, of course, we're making sure to preserve stablecoin rewards for you as well. The big banks are coming for their cash grab, trying to block that, even though it was just recently decided in the Genius Act, which just recently became law. We're not going to let them relitigate that. So with these last few issues getting wrapped up, we're hoping to see this bill come out of committee by Thanksgiving. That would be a great outcome. Fingers crossed. We're going to keep showing up for your rights, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks.
Listen, if we're really 90% there, like Armstrong says, then that final 10%, I genuinely believe we can get it done by the end of the year. And if not by December, then definitely by Q1 of 2026. But here's what you absolutely need to understand, especially if you're holding XRP or any utility-based project. We are watching some of the biggest moves in crypto history being made to ensure that utility-based projects can finally reach their full potential. This is the biggest thing to focus on right now in crypto. This market structure legislation, it's literally the last major unlock we need. And according to the CEO of one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world, we are so close to making it happen. We also caught Brian Armstrong on CNBC talking about how close this crypto market structure bill is to passing. Bank XRP posted the clip, and it's exactly what we needed to hear.
Yeah, well, we had great meetings with the Democrats in the Senate and on the Republican side today. And the good news is that there's strong bipartisan support and will to get this market structure legislation done. It's important for America, and the 50 million Americans who've used crypto want to see it get done. And so one date we heard floated was, let's try to get this markup done before Thanksgiving. I think that there's 90% of the issues are already aligned on and agreed, and there's draft text going back and forth, a lot of great cross-functional collaboration happening. That last 10% are the remaining issues, and everyone committed to get in the room together and work it out, and hopefully we'll see some draft text or get it out of committee by Thanksgiving.
So there you have it. Thanksgiving is the target date everyone's watching. The momentum doesn't stop there. David Sachs also confirmed that bipartisan crypto market structure legislation could actually pass this year. And get this, White House official Patrick Witt says the crypto market structure bill is expected to pass in 2025. Think about this for a second. If we're going to see all of this happen in 2025, from the Genius Act to the market structure bill, if all of this regulatory clarity hits in one single year, then 2026 is going to be an absolute monster year for fundamental development and adoption. Now, price-wise, that's harder to predict. A lot of people are expecting a bear market in 2026. But honestly, we just don't know what's going to happen. That's the reality of crypto markets. But here's what I really want everyone to understand. When the utility bull run kicks in, when actual utilization becomes the main value driver instead of speculation, all of these moves we're seeing right now, all these major bills and legislation, this is how we get there. This is how we reach the point where we no longer have to worry about what Bitcoin's doing or what Ethereum's doing. Utility projects with actual adoption. But here's what we really need to focus on. Utility-based projects that are actually being utilized and integrated into specific markets. We're talking about real-world applications in the banking industry, the equities market, tokenization, tokenized stocks. This stuff is becoming reality right before our eyes. As long as we keep seeing these massive public networks, these huge utility projects constantly gaining adoption, and with all these regulatory obstacles getting removed, we should start seeing the value and usage of these networks absolutely skyrocket. And here's the kicker. With market structure legislation being that final unlock, we're about to witness trillions of dollars being integrated into specific processes. Think tokenization processes, institutional DeFi processes, the works. This is going to make networks like the XRP ledger incredibly valuable because of the sheer amount of volume and value moving over them. We're not talking about speculative trading anymore. We're talking about real institutional money flow. Now, what's really interesting about Patrick Witt saying the crypto market structure bill is expected to pass in 2025, I think we're going to be hearing directly from him at Ripple Swell, November 4th through 5th, about exactly this topic. I'm absolutely certain there are going to be major policy discussions happening at Swell, with legislation being a huge focus. And here's why. Ripple is anticipating this legislation getting passed because it allows them to expand in ways they never could before. Plus, it opens the door to work with major players who have been sitting on the fence, waiting for regulatory clarity. These big institutions, they've been ready to jump in, but they needed that green light first. I'm genuinely excited about the future of crypto, and I think this market structure bill is going to be absolutely huge. Everyone should have their eyes on this legislation, because it's going to change everything. And remember what Brian Armstrong told us. We're 90% there. That's not just hopeful thinking. That's coming from someone who's been in the trenches, fighting for this legislation with senators on both sides of the aisle. So that's where we stand, everyone. The regulatory landscape is shifting in our favor, the right people are being appointed to key positions, and utility-based projects are about to have their moment to truly shine. Hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. If you did, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn those notifications on so you don't miss any updates on these game-changing developments. The utility revolution is happening, and we're going to be covering every major move. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.